Welcome into NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Nic Rohloff. Loaded show here. Andrew Wiggins, could a trade to the Lakers take place? We'll have an update there. Nikola Jokic, not extending with the Nuggets this summer. Trouble in paradise? We'll look at that. And we'll round out the show with Bradley Beal. If he gets bought out, when he gets bought out, is it a foregone conclusion he is going to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers? We'll dive into everything and more on today's show. But I need your help because the bosses here at Chat Sports have been wondering who y'all are repping. Who is your squad? Well, let's make them happy. Go down in the comment section. Let me know your favorite team. We'll be looking to see which squads are represented by the real ones at Chat Sports. The first segment of today's show, we're going to be talking about Andrew Wiggins, the update there, because it seems like Los Angeles and Miami table talks. This coming from the Miami Herald's Barry Jackson, who mentioned that the Heat are okay having Wiggins around this season, and the only way Miami would make a trade is if the Lakers offered Rui Hachimura, Dalton Knecht, and a first-round pick. But he also reported that the Lakers have rejected that offer to this point. But Anthony Irwin of the Lakers, who covers them, is saying that Los Angeles is going to try to reopen Andrew Wiggins trade talks and hope that Miami will lower their asking price. It's obvious that they are demanding Rui Knecht a first-round pick plus other salary to make it work because both Miami reporters and Lakers reporters are saying the same thing, that is what Miami's asking for, and Los Angeles is not able to meet that point at this point, and we don't know if they will at all. And I'll be honest, it's a tough call. I'm kind of torn on if the Lakers should make this trade with it being Hachimura, Knecht, and a first and other salary for Wiggins, or should they wait to see if the price goes down or not make a trade whatsoever? I think the conversation that needs to be had is, are the Lakers trying to capitalize while they still have LeBron James on their roster, or are they going to just try to prioritize the future with Luka Doncic and company? Because when you think about what Miami's asking for, they're asking for a player in Hachimura who's likely spending his last year on LA, expiring $18 million contract, not extended to this point. They're asking for a former 17th overall pick, in Dalton Knecht in 2024, who has been a disappointment and struggled in summer league to this point. And they're asking for one first-round pick. Sure, do people believe it's an overpay for Wiggins? Yeah, and I would probably lean it as slightly. But if you're trying to compete with LeBron right now, well, then this trade makes a lot of sense because Knecht doesn't seem like someone who's going to contribute in a meaningful way this season. Hachimura's gone after a year, plus Wiggins is better. And what is a 2031 first-round pick if you are trying to win with LeBron and Luka right now? And if you add Andrew Wiggins to this roster, a starting five of Luka, Reeves, Wiggins, LeBron, and Ayton is as serious as it gets. I actually will say this right now. If you ultimately make that move for Wiggins, I think that would catapult the Lakers to the fourth team in the Western Conference. I would put them behind teams like OKC, Houston, and Denver, but I think they would be right there in the top four because that is a really solid starting five. They would obviously need some bench pieces. They could fill that void with some vetman guys, maybe like a Brogdon. I don't think they would run it back with Russell Westbrook, but the point is there. If they just fill out more bench spots and have okay enough depth, that is a pretty dangerous squad in LA. So, do you agree? Should the Lakers trade for Wiggins? I think it would be a great trade for him. It's all about how much they're willing to give up for the former first overall pick. Type Y if you think they should trade for Wiggins. Type N if you think they should not. Let's segue over to Nikola Jokic. Is there not going to be an extension between him and Denver? Interesting report from Bennett Durando of the Denver Post, who said that Jokic informed the Nuggets he will not sign a contract extension this offseason. The three-time MVP intends to wait until next summer to engage in contract talks. Now, he would be eligible for that SGA type of extension that he just received, where it's 5 for $280, and it's just an ungodly amount of money. But many people speculated, could things get a little bit dicey in Denver? If he's not extending, what if the Nuggets underachieve? Could he actually ask out and not sign long-term in Denver whatsoever because he pushed it back a year to wait? Well, I'll answer my own question here by saying no. I feel very confident in the moves that the Denver Nuggets made this offseason, and I am very, very confident in the idea of them being a really big force in the Western Conference this next year, and I actually think they are very much in the talks of winning the NBA Finals. They made a big-time move this offseason by trading Michael Porter Jr. and a 2032 first-round pick to the Nets for Cam Johnson. They also signed Bruce Brown and Tim Hardaway Jr. in free agency. They lost Russ and DeAndre Jordan, but added a better backup center in Jonas Valanciunas in a trade where they sent out Dario Saric. And all reports indicate that Valanciunas is going to honor his contract, and Denver is going to force him to be the backup big to Jokic. We know Valanciunas wanted to go overseas. Doesn't look like that is going to be the case. That is a massive win in my books. I could not speak more highly of Cam Johnson in comparison to Michael Porter Jr. Cam Johnson is everything that you would want MPJ to be in terms of a winning player. He is as equivalent as a shooter. He can put the ball on the deck. He is a way better defender, and I mean way better defender than MPJ. He also plays way smarter. Like, he is a winning basketball player. I don't think Michael Porter Jr. is a winning basketball player. When they won the finals a couple of years ago, I feel like it was in spite of MPJ. And then you also add in a couple good bench pieces. Bruce Brown, who helped you win a championship in 2023. A shooter off the bench in Tim Hardaway Jr. Christian Brown might take another step up. You have Peyton Watson contributing potentially off the bench this year. You also factor in their first-round pick in 2024, Deron Holmes finally getting PT after he missed all of last season. This is a dangerous Denver Nuggets squad, who I would argue is without a question the third best team in the West behind OKC and Houston, and a starting five of Jamal Murray, Brown, Johnson, Gordon, and Jokic is a top 5 starting 5 in the entire NBA. This is a team in Denver that I have a very high aspirations for this season, and I think they will be really, really good this season to make Jokic happy and not have any questions linger about if he will extend next offseason. We're going to get to Bradley Beal in a second, but I have to let y'all know about this unbelievable deal right now. If you go to chatsports.com/NBA sale, you can find hoodies for your favorite team for a ridiculous price. All of these hoodies are usually $65. You can get them for $30. Sizes are running out. I was looking for my specific team. I'm a Heat guy, and the sizes are kind of sparse at the moment. So grab yours today, no matter what your favorite team is. They got them. Chatsports.com/NBA sale. Links in the description and comments of today's video. Take advantage right now. We'll round out today's show with conversation on Bradley Beal. Is he going to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers after being bought out by the Phoenix Suns? Well, Kurt Helen of NBC Sports reported the other day that the Clippers trading away Norman Powell, a really solid sharpshooting two-guard who was almost an all-star last season, is seen as a precursor to signing Bradley Beal in free agency once he is ultimately an unrestricted free agent. And Phoenix Suns insider John Gambadero reported just earlier today that Bradley Beal is currently weighing options. And it was a weird situation, but he reported that Beal will not be bought out officially by the Phoenix Suns until he has decided what team he wants to go to next. Don't know why that would need to happen. Feel like he could be bought out and then just ultimately still look. I don't understand it, but it is what it is. But to me, when you talk about Bradley Beal and what he should do, there are only 2 teams that really make sense for Beal. I would have added Miami to this list because we already know that there was mutual interest there. But once they acquired Norman Powell, that took him out of the Bradley Beal sweepstakes. So to me, it's either the Milwaukee Bucks or Clippers. Beal can either come off the bench and be the backup scoring guard to James Harden or replace Norman Powell in the starting lineup alongside James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. And then you have the front court duo of John Collins and Ivica Zubac as well. You got Brook Lopez coming off the bench too and some other players like Bogdan Bogdanovic. But you want to talk about Milwaukee briefly. They lose Damian Lillard, obviously due to an Achilles injury. They waive him. They add Miles Turner. That Bucks team, I don't think is very good right now. They desperately need a scoring punch in their backcourt. They do not have that. Bradley Beal would come in, start right away for the Bucks, and be their lead handler and scoring guard, paired up with Giannis and Miles Turner. So those 2 options are the best if you're asking me for Bradley Beal. And I want you to pick a spot for Beal. Feels like it's going to the Los Angeles Clippers, but I would, if I were him, consider the Milwaukee Bucks. Pick a spot for Beal. LAC for the Clips, MIL for the Bucks. Which one's a better fit for Bradley? And before we close out the show, I do want to quickly reiterate here that Bradley Beal, the negative connotation around him, to me is a little bit overblown. And it's really not his play on the court. The issue is that he's not on the floor. Like, you saw his numbers in Phoenix over the past 2 seasons. He's consistently shot around 50% from the field, 39% from 3, and given you 17 and 18 points per game respectively. The issue with Bradley Beal in Phoenix is that he only played 53 games in each season, which means he's missing 29 games a year. That's not okay. And he's making more than $50 million. When you had three players in Devin Booker, Beal, and KD making all $50 million plus, it just really handicapped your ability to construct a really good roster around them. But Beal giving you that type of production and efficiency, making $5, $10, $15 million per season, that is incredible value, and that is likely what his next contract would be because he is going to be paid at least $23 million over the next 4 or 5 seasons when he is ultimately waived and stretched by the Phoenix Suns. So Beal is still a really valuable player. The question is, what is his contract going to be, and is he going to be able to play more than 60 games a season because he has not done it the past couple of years in Phoenix, but there is no question to me that he can still bring it and give you an efficient scorer in your backcourt. That will do it for today's show. Appreciate everyone who tuned in throughout the video. If you want more NBA content and more sports content in general, join us here at Chat Sports because we have daily NBA, college football, and NFL stuff.